Your Royal Highness, ministers, ladies and gentlemen. To believe in rehabilitation is to believe in humanity. This is the words of Dr. Howard Rusk, the RI president from 1954 to 1957, and the one who is also known to be the founder of modern rehabilitation. I will return to this later in my speech. I will, as RI President, mention some brief achievements and milestones in RI's history, which is now, as you all know, almost 100 years. This organization was established 1922 in Ohio, US, by Edgar Allan. And the name of the organization at that time was the International Society for Crippled Children. RI changed its name 3 times before we, in 1972, decided to take the name Rehabilitation International. One of the first things that RI did, which was recognized very highly, was that we were putting forward the Bill of Rights for the Crippled Children already in 1931, which is, for me, when I look back, incredible that we already so early were claiming rights for children and children with disabilities. We also were a very strong frontrunner when it came to establish sports and Olympics for persons with disability. So we made a decision about working very hard for that already in 1951 in our Congress in Stockholm. We created the symbol of access, which is one of the most famous symbols in the world, already in 1969 in Dublin, which is close to Edinburgh. And in Ireland, we also did other great achievement in the same year, 69, where we created the concept called community-based rehabilitation. And in the 80s, we created the Charter of the 80s, which influenced very much the International Disability Day and the Decade of Persons with Disability. And I'm also glad to say that Rehabilitation International has been a front runner when it comes to women with disabilities. We started to work hard on that already early in the 90s. We created also the Charter of the Third Millennium in 1999, which was leading up to the process of getting the UN CRPD. And we had a leading role in the civil society, working to get this convention ready for voting in the United Nations in December 2006. After that, we have been working with the implementation of the UN Convention for many years now, and we have pushed the WHO to make a new resolution on disability, which took place in 2013. We have engaged very much in WHO so-called GATE project, which is about assistive technology for people with disability around the world. And we have been working the last years also very much on disability inclusive disaster risk reduction. And we have been one of the front runners making this come true in the Sendai meeting in 2015. During the last years, of course, we have had a big focus on the Sustainable Development Goals and working to get those development goals inclusive for persons with disability. This very brief introduction to RI's history shows also how important role civil society are able to play when we are talking about moving the world. RI's history, which was written when we were 80 years old, the name of the book was From Charity to Disability Rights. And that shows that the development had gone very far during the first 80 years when we started out as a charity organization. Civil rights and inclusive societies must walk hand in hand to achieve sustainable outcomes for persons with disability. Because rights is not enough. We really need to implement the rights. When I took presidency in 2012, I made my slogan for my period of 4 years, togetherness. And that is because I think if we are able to work together, we can achieve a lot more than if we are working singleness. Because to be together creates much stronger power. The most important togetherness project which the world is facing now is the Sustainable Development Goals, because UN is about togetherness. And the Sustainable Development Goals are important for many reasons. It's important, of course, for disability. It's important for women. It's important for rehabilitation. It's important for all people living in the world. RI's mission is to create a better and more inclusive world. And the importance of inclusiveness cannot be stressed and emphasized too much. Without inclusiveness in politics, in policies, and in action plans, it's not possible to create good societies where people can enjoy their full rights. All RI initiatives and actions I mentioned in my introduction has increased inclusion of persons with disability in the society and has developed a more inclusive world, which means RI has made a difference. RI will continue to make a difference under its new leadership and the incoming president, Madame Heidi Schang. The World Congress in Edinburgh will be a new start for RI and global inclusiveness. Rehabilitation is a very important tool for inclusiveness. In the opening of my speech, I quoted Dr. Howard Rusk, who said, "To believe in rehabilitation is to believe in humanity." I will today reformulate this a little bit to believe in inclusion is to believe in humanity. I wish you all a successful Congress creating a more inclusive world. Thank you very much.